Right now, the UW-Madison community coming together to honor the life of former Chancellor Becky Blank 2 weeks after her death. Also, police in Whitewater searching for answers after finding a dead newborn in a field this morning. What we know at this hour. Those stories and more coming up right now at 10. Dressed in Badger Red today, friends and family of the late Rebecca Blank gathered in Madison to honor the former UW-Madison Chancellor. She was known for her many roles in public service, from working as an economic advisor to 3 different presidents to most recently leading Wisconsin's flagship university. But as Braden Ross reports, those who knew her best say they'll remember her not just for what she did, but who she was.
I can hear her say it now. Let me be blunt.
Smart, spirited, service-minded, and straight to the point. That's how those who knew Becky Blank best describe her.
She was strong, she could be tough, but she also had just an incredible heart.
She was driven and dedicated her life to serving others.
She said in high school she took an aptitude test from the career counselor that, reflecting the times, told her she would make a great secretary. Fast forward 40 years, and she lived into that prophecy by becoming acting secretary of the U.S. Department of Commerce.
She loved a challenge.
The more dangerous it was, the more complex it was, the more fraught it was, the happier she was.
She made decisions and stuck to them.
I would just say, I believe Becky and I argued about whether to serve alcohol in the Wisconsin Club for the entirety of her chancellorship.
An economist at heart, she was frugal.
While she would never turn down a glass of the finest Pamelita red wine in the Shamel football suite or a fancy donor dinner, left to her own devices, she seemed partial to the McDonald's Filet-O-Fish and a Miller Lite.
But perhaps most importantly, Blank was a leader and an inspiration to many.
She's an incredible leader. She's a role model to an awful lot of people, and certainly I'm one of them.
They say her legacy continues in those who come after.
So let me be blunt. Becky's legacy will live on here and shape lives for generations.
For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
No struggle getting through Madison this evening. Behind me, a look at the Beltline at Gammon Road on this Saturday night. Meteorologist Alex Harrington is outside tonight with the first run forecast. Alex, will things stay clear through this evening?
Hey, McKenna folks, yep, they will for tonight at least, but 24 hours from now, our pretty perfect patio tonight, as Grandma Harrington would say, pretty perfect. It's going to be turning a little bit different on the patio about 24 hours from now. Let's start off, though, with some good news, at least for spring and warmer temperature lovers in southern Wisconsin. Spring is on March 20th, so that's 16 days. Well, actually, it's about 15 days and 20 or so. 15 days, 20 some hours as I do the math here in my head. Let's take a look at Doppler track out there. We did have a little bit of green activity over southern Wisconsin. That was a few rain showers across the area. Those have since moved out of the area, and as we plan your Sunday, we're looking at a scattered shower chance more towards the later afternoon hours, especially south and west of Madison, as temperatures bump up into the 40s. But then we're looking at some thunderstorms, some wet snow, and then an even bigger weather system coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Alex. In developing news, we have new video tonight out of Whitewater showing the area where authorities say they found a dead newborn late this morning. That body was found in a field near the Twin Oaks Mobile Home Park on North Tratt Street shortly after 11 a.m. Right now, detectives are investigating, but Whitewater police are not sharing any more details at this time. Officials are asking the community, though, to come forward with information if they have it. You can contact Whitewater PD at the number on your screen. That's at 262-473-0555. Whitewater police are also reminding the public of the Safe Haven for Newborns legislation, a Wisconsin law that guarantees the rights of parents relinquishing custody of newborn babies 72 hours and younger. Newborns can be given up to a law enforcement officer, EMS practitioner, or hospital staff member confidentially and anonymously without the fear of legal consequences. In Lafayette County, authorities are investigating what they call a suspicious death after an elderly woman was found dead in her Benton home earlier this week. The woman, who authorities have not named, was found unresponsive inside her Car Factory Road home before she was taken to the hospital and later pronounced dead. Upon learning more from family members, the Sheriff's Office and Benton Police Department launched their investigation into this death. Authorities believe any involvement with her death was an isolated event and that there's no threat to the public. But if you have any information, you are asked to call them at the number on your screen, 608-776-4870. Let's take a look now at two of the top stories you're reading about online. Getting a lot of clicks and interest tonight is actor Tom Sizemore, who died in California late last night, surrounded by his brother and two sons. According to a spokesperson for the family, Sizemore suffered a brain aneurysm as a result of a stroke at his Los Angeles home last month. Since then, he had been in a coma at St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank. Sizemore is known for his roles in Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down. He was 61. Another story gaining a lot of national attention. The NBA is investigating Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant for allegedly brandishing a gun in a social media post. Morant went live on his Instagram account and was seen pointing a gun toward the camera. Officials with the Grizzlies say Morant is going to be away from the team for the next 2 games as the league investigates and considers any disciplinary action. In Ohio, there's been another train derailment, this one happening in the town of Springfield, more than 200 miles from last month's derailment in East Palestine, which leaked hazardous materials into the environment. In this latest incident, about 20 of the cars derailed from a train owned by Norfolk Southern. But a spokesperson for the company says the train was not carrying hazardous materials.
And it's just crazy because, you know, right now that's all you hear on the news is about the other train derailment. And now here's one here. And I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Luckily, no injuries were reported. It may not seem like it, but the 2024 presidential election is getting closer. And now there's a new Democratic candidate, as author Marianne Williamson has formally announced her White House bid. This is her second run for president, following an unsuccessful campaign in 2020. And she's considered a long-shot candidate by many. Williamson launched her 2024 campaign at Union Station in Washington, D.C. The presidential hopeful says she's motivated to explore another run, in part by what she says is the influence of corporate money on the political system, leading to economic injustice for millions of Americans.
This country is drowning in information and starving for understanding.
The 70-year-old author has never held a political office. Today in Maryland, the annual Conservative Political Action Conference took place as the field of potential Republican candidates for the 2024 presidential nomination continues to grow. Former President Donald Trump made the key speech, wrapping up the closely watched event. As Kristen Benavides reports, this comes amid swirling questions about whether President Biden will re-seek election.
As former President Donald Trump begins to make his 2024 White House bid, he delivered the headliner speech at the annual Conservative Political Action Conference just outside the nation's capital.
If those opposing us succeed, our once beautiful USA will be a failed country that no one will even recognize, a lawless, open borders, crime-ridden, filthy communist nightmare.
Mr. Trump is under multiple investigations for his handling of classified documents, as well as actions surrounding the January 6th insurrection and his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results.
When will you announce your re-election, sir?
Meanwhile, President Biden's anticipated but unannounced re-election run comes amid ongoing questions about the 80-year-old president's age and health. His longtime physician has confirmed a lesion removed from his chest last month was cancerous. The doctor said the president has healed nicely. CBS News has confirmed that the Biden team is working to put together an advisory board of high-profile Democrats to help unify the party. On Sunday, the president is set to speak in Selma, Alabama, to mark the 58th anniversary of Bloody Sunday, a flashpoint in the U.S. civil rights movement. In Southern California, another potential Republican challenger, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, is scheduled to deliver remarks at the Reagan Library. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
More local news is still ahead at 10 as a local child care center looks back on more than 50 years of serving the community ahead of its future in a new space. And with the upcoming local golf season getting closer, we checked in with Odana Hills Golf Course during its annual spring tee-off party. Stay with us. We'll be right back on News 3 Now at 10.
Earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver this Saturday and Sunday. Only at Hy-Vee.
Did you know 50% of your body weight rests in the middle while you sleep? That's why Sealy's exclusive Posturepedic technology reinforces the center where you need it most. But don't take my word for it. Come to Denver Mattress and see for yourself. Plus, get a free $200 gift when you purchase select Sealy mattress sets. And rest easy knowing every mattress comes with our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop Sealy at Denver Mattress today, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time double bacon cheddar pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Mozzarella, crispy bacon, and Canadian bacon with nacho cheddar cheese sauce. Now that is an expression.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great.
In my oven.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
The Big Share and Online Day of Giving is March 7th. Advance social and environmental justice by supporting the nearly 70 nonprofit members of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Even a $5 donation can make change happen. Donate now through March 7th at thebigshare.org.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-501-5956 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
Every single day, we help families that have been tragically impacted in truck crashes. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. Truck crash? Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver this Saturday and Sunday. Only at Hy-Vee.
News 3 Now is taking action to find and deliver the news stories that matter where you live.
Taking action to uncover the truth, getting answers, and finding solutions that can make an impact in your life and our community where we all live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Some good news to share out of Rock County, where a Beloit police officer is being credited with saving a choking toddler. According to the police department, 2 officers were performing a routine traffic stop yesterday when they were flagged down by a woman running and yelling for help. The woman, carrying a 2-year-old girl that was not breathing, told officers the child had just eaten pizza and may have been choking. These images are from the officer's body cam and were shared by the police department to Facebook. One officer delivered several back blows to the child, and after about a minute, the girl began crying, a sign that she was no longer choking. Childcare is a big talker as of late, and if you're a parent, you know that affording a sitter or daycare can sometimes be a challenge. And for providers, sometimes there just isn't enough room for every child. That's a problem felt here in Madison, where the Red Caboose Child Care Center, which has served the community for more than 50 years, is now on the move in need of a larger space. Orange Urbanstra visited the center's open house today and shares how this daycare community is celebrating the past 5 decades of service while looking ahead to new beginnings.
For 50 years, the Red Caboose Daycare Center has been shaping young minds into new leaders in our community. And after 50 years, saying goodbye is bittersweet.
After 50 years on the 600 block of Willie Street, today's open house invited old students to celebrate memories. They'll be moving to a larger facility on Winnebago Street just down the road in the coming months that will triple their capacity. The daycare, founded by a group of parents in 1972, has always been diverse as well, serving nearly 40% children of color.
Huge demand for childcare. I think everyone's aware of that. And so tripling our capacity is going to allow us to reach out to the underserved communities. We're moving into a new neighborhood, people we haven't served before. We're really excited about reaching out and helping more families.
And for Wendy, who worked here for 50 years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I just keep on seeing these people walking by. I'm going to just have to go give them a hug pretty soon.
This move has been in the works for almost a decade, and the new facility will be 21,000 square feet with 38 affordable apartment units.
And while they'll miss this building, seeing old friends means their memories will never die. In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
More local news. A few hundred runners braved the elements today to help address food insecurity faced by refugees and immigrants in Wisconsin. A 5 and 10K race brought runners out to Vilas Park for the 42nd annual Freeze for Food, put on by the Return Peace Corps Volunteers of Wisconsin and Madison and Open Doors for Refugees. All race proceeds went to Open Doors for Refugees, a volunteer-led organization that helps refugees settle into southern Wisconsin. Since 1982, this race has raised more than $127,000. All right, Alex, if we're being honest, not sure how freezing they were this morning. There are definitely worse weekends for that.
Yeah, from a Wisconsin standpoint, you put shorts on when it's 40 degrees. So yeah, I guess relatively speaking, it wasn't maybe freezing, but cold enough. Warm up as you get running, though, of course. I always like to take a look here at Weather Track. It helps me figure out what's going to be happening weather-wise. It helps us look upstream, meaning this is where our weather conditions are coming from, and they're coming from the west and southwest over portions, a good portion of the country. And a weather system off to the west, out over portions of the American Northwest, is going to be moving towards the east rather quickly towards southern Wisconsin. Zooming on in here, again, drying out over southern Wisconsin, but clouds are streaming over to the portions of the Great Plains, and those clouds and shower chances, thunderstorms, some wet snow coming towards southern Wisconsin. Breezy and mild on Sunday. The scattered shower chance, that wet snow, maybe a thunderstorm or two, as well as we go Sunday night into Monday, and then breezy conditions on your Monday as that weather system kicks on out of here. Well, we've got two weather systems to look at. Here's the first one, again, as I've said, coming on your Sunday night going into your Monday. But we're watching another weather system here in the first warned weather team as we go out later into the week. Storm track temperatures are going to be key with this Friday, Saturday weather system. Could be looking at a mix of snow, sleet, or even some freezing rain. Definitely something to stay tuned to channel3000.com, the first warned weather app, and of course live right here on Channel 3. This is our friend, the Future Track model. This is one version of the Future Track model showing temperatures again mild on your Sunday, but scattered showers and thunderstorms and maybe some wet snow breaking out, especially for areas north of Madison as we go Sunday night into your Monday. And the weather system itself, the low pressure scoots just along the Wisconsin-Illinois border as we go into your Monday time frame. A little bit zoomed in here closer to home, another version of our weather model. This is a higher resolution model that does a little bit better with the thunderstorm tracking as we go into your Sunday night. About this time, 10 o'clock, could be looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms. And again, that mix of snow, maybe a little bit of sleet to the north over Juneau, Adams, Marquette, and Green Lake counties. And then that weather system will move through the area as we go into your Monday. And this weather model is pinpointing maybe we might need to bump our high temperatures down a little bit on Monday, a little bit cooler solution. As we look at our friends from the Climate Prediction Center, they're saying, hey, as we go out further into March, the likelihood of precipitation staying high and with temperatures dipping down below normal later in the week going into the weekend, the likelihood of that precipitation being snow or that mix, as I said, is a little bit higher. We'll do 26 tonight, seasonal, pretty nice. On your Sunday, hold on to your hats there, folks. It will be a breezy one. Temperatures up around 47 degrees. Here's that weather system again as we go Sunday night into Monday. Temperatures, it might not get 50 on Monday. We might have to bump that down. And then those temperatures staying seasonable until we get later in the week. It's that Friday, Saturday weather system, McKenna and folks, that we're watching here in the first warned weather team. That's a bigger one. Could be bringing that mix of winter precipitation back to southern Wisconsin.
Definitely something to stay up to date with you guys about through, I guess, the rest of the week.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Alex. And more news tonight. If you're a fan of all things vintage, Alliant Energy Center was the place to be today, as the Totally Rad Vintage Fest combined all your favorite 80s, 90s, and Y2K vintage clothing and items all in one place. More than 50 vendors were brought in, and while most of them sold clothing, other booths had records, toys, video games, home goods, and more. For some shoppers, there's more to buying vintage than just the retro appeal.
So I think it's more the idea that you're reusing stuff. It's better for the environment, number one. Number two, I feel like it's more fun, and some of the stuff has a better story behind it rather than going to a store and just buying it brand new. And it's cheaper, too.
Totally Red Vintage Fest travels to different cities every few weeks. Its next stop will be in Detroit toward the end of the month. New tonight, golf season is just around the corner and some local golf courses are already preparing. During today's annual spring tee-off party at Odana Hills, people could start buying passes for the 2023 season, with special loyalty cards offered to guests that signed up online. Heavy snow this season means the course isn't quite ready to be played on, but it could be just a matter of weeks until golfers are hitting the links once again.
There's a lot of cleanup out on the golf course, and we got to let the frost level come up a little bit. But other than that, we're going to be ready to go, hopefully, maybe by the end of the month, hopefully. We're really chomping at the bit to get going.
As soon as opening day is announced, we'll be sure to share that date with you here on News 3 Now. Still ahead, the homestand continues for the Bucks as they try to extend their 16-game win streak. Jordan has more coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty. You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more. Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
1-800-217-1473.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
At no fault of their own during the cold, thousands of Wisconsin residents in your community make the difficult choice between eating or heating their home. On March 9th, please join News 3 Now and support a day of warmth, benefiting the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. 90 cents of every dollar donated is used to help those in crisis. Give the gift of warmth. For more information, visit kwwf.org/donate. A day of warmth, sponsored by Viridian Homes and Kaiser Lincoln.
Introducing Astapro Allergy, steroid-free allergy relief that starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. Now with Astapro Fast Allergy Relief, you can Astapro and go.
Surgenian's 93-year history means you pay $93 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad in your old carpet removed and recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Ask about 12-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
16 straight wins, the longest in the NBA this season, the longest for the Bucks since the 2019-2020 season. Now, the most consecutive wins for the franchise is 20, but you can't look too far ahead. First things first, got to protect home court against 76ers. It's the third meeting of the season, and the series is currently split. Third quarter, the Bucks are sitting pretty behind an impressive performance by Grayson Allen. He just can't miss from three-point land. He drains 6 of them tonight. 76ers, though, they're looking to end this win streak. They overcome a double-digit deficit, cut it to a 1-point game. Joel Embiid drills a 3 to give Philly the lead with 42 seconds on the clock. And that's going to do it. The Bucks win streak comes to an end, 133-130, the final. In free agency news, ESPN reports that Goran Dragic has agreed to a deal with the Bucks for the rest of the season. He was waived by the Bulls and became a free agent on Thursday. Whitewater still dancing. Tonight, the men's team took down Case Western Reserve University 78-75, earning a spot in the Sweet 16. And then the women did the same thing a few hours later, beating Gustavus Adolphus College 68-63. In Division II high school girls hoops, McFarland trying to get back to state. For the first time since 1999, Union Grove wouldn't stop them. Tegan Mullaney gets the easy 2 to drop, and that pushes the Spartans' lead to double digits. There was no looking back after that. Deep in the first frame, Ava Dean bullies her way to the hoop for the deuce. That makes it a 21-point lead. McFarland would not let up. Sparty punches there, take it to the Resch Center with a 70-51 win. Last week, wrestlers across the state had one job only. Worry about the wrestler in front of them and secure an individual state title. This week, it was the teams that went head-to-head in the state team wrestling duels. Fenimore looking to defend their D3 title. They got off to a rocky start, though. Again, shocked in. Then it's Brett Birchman who rights the ship in the 113 weight class. Just over a minute in, he gets the pin, and that kickstarts the Golden Eagles rally. And Amron Nutter would keep it going in same exact fashion. He beats Isaiah Sanchez by fall. Bonus points if you can guess how much Brecken Munch won in the 126 bout. If you said by fall, you were right. Fenimore runs it back, winning the D3 championship 43-18. It's not over till it's over. That's exactly how the Verona boys hockey team played to earn a spot in the Division I championship game. The Wildcats got the overtime win just yesterday, knocking out the two-time defending champs. Now, if Verona wants to bring home the D1 hardware, they got to get past undefeated Notre Dame first. Tritons are quick to attack. They're up 2-0 midway through the first period when Sam Capel buries his second goal of the game to make it 3-0 heading into the first intermission. Verona, they're hungry to cut into that deficit. So what are you going to do? You're going to get the puck to Lars Brotsman. He rips it off the boards, cuts behind Notre Dame's goalie to make it 3-1. But the Tritons catch fire late and win the title 8-2. And in Division II, Oregon hoping to bring home the title in their first ever trip to state, taking on New Richmond earlier this morning. Now the Tigers don't waste any time. After taking a 2-goal lead, Ben Hahn makes it 3-0. But Oregon would get one back. Late in the first, James Shervin puts the puck in its place. And that's where the rally ends, though, for the Panthers. They fall 5-1 and finish the season as runner-up. Wisconsin, Michigan, second game of the Big Ten quarterfinals. The Wolverines with an early 1-0 lead. And the Badgers get a chance to even things up on the power play. Cruz Lucius knots it up at 1. That's just the start for both teams. Now, Michigan has a 1-goal lead in the final period. Now, Carson Bantle is going to punch in the equalizer, and this score holds till the final minutes. Nolan Moyle gets the go-ahead for the Wolverines, and the Badgers season comes to an end in Ann Arbor.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Stay with us. We have one final check of your forecast coming up when we return.
It's A1 Furniture's biggest and best sale ever. Their warehouse liquidation event is on now. Our lease is up and everything must go. Over $1 million in inventory must be sold now at huge discounts. 40,000 square feet of incredible savings only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
The Big Share and Online Day of Giving is March 7th. Advance social and environmental justice by supporting the nearly 70 nonprofit members of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Even a $5 donation can make change happen. Donate now through March 7th at thebigshare.org.
At no fault of their own during the cold, thousands of Wisconsin residents in your community make the difficult choice between eating or heating their home. On March 9th, please join News 3 Now and support a day of warmth, benefiting the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. 90 cents of every dollar donated is used to help those in crisis. Give the gift of warmth. For more information, visit kwwf.org/donate. A Day of Warmth, sponsored by Viridian Homes and Kaiser Lincoln.
Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe. As a lawyer, Kelly defended child sex predators who posed as ministers in order to prey on vulnerable young girls. They lured young children to locations they believed to be safe, only to sexually assault and molest them. And Dan Kelly defended those monsters. Do you want someone like that on the Supreme Court? Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Don't miss out on 40,000 square feet of incredible savings at A1 Furniture's warehouse liquidation event on now. Everything must go with immediate pickup or delivery. Sofas, sectionals, dining sets, bedroom sets, mattresses, and more at liquidation prices. Only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
All right, Alex, you were saying today it was the perfect patio and it was just a pretty perfect Saturday, but if people didn't get to get outside today and they want to tomorrow, will it still be a nice day for them to wrap up the weekend?
Yeah, folks and McKenna, tomorrow's going to be okay. So temperatures boosting up into the 40s. It will be breezy. And then I've got Doppler track here showing nothing right now. But this time tomorrow night, it's going to be showing showers and thunderstorms, some wet snow, and that's weather system number 1. When that goes bye-bye, then we look later in the week. The first warm weather team's watching a pretty big weather system as we go towards that Friday, Saturday time frame. Could be looking at sleet, snow, freezing rain, some rain. Definitely something to stay tuned to the live broadcast, channel3000.com, and the first warm weather app.
So winter's not out of here yet, but we're getting there.
No, we're getting there. 16 days to spring.
All right, thanks, Alex, and thanks for joining us tonight. Weekend Morning starts at 6:30.